नमस्ते प्रणाम गीता ध्यानम। ओम पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Partha, the ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O Goddess, showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism contained in your 18 chapters. O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Lord Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we just completed reading the 11th Adhyaya, the Vishwarupa Darshana, and it was such a beautiful Adhyaya. It was we got to know so much about our beloved Lord Krishna. When at the end of Vibhuti Yoga, where that Krishna telling in that Adhyaya about which are all the manifestations of him, where he is manifested in all this creation, in which forms, in which gods and goddesses, how he is manifested. Arjuna expressed a desire. It was a simple desire that, oh Lord, can I see that form of yours which you have just now told me? Arjuna had told him, Madanugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sannitam Yatva yoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. By the profound discourse on pertaining to the self, which you explained to me out of compassion in that Vibhuti Yoga, all my delusion is dispelled. Now I am all clear, but still I have got a desire to see. I have got some kind of a desire. Arjuna had said that Manyase yadi tachakyam maya drashtumiti prabho yogeshvara tato metvam darshayatmana avyayam. And then Arjuna had said, all my doubts are cleared. You have explained to me in such a beautiful manner, but that has been a theoretical explanation. I want to see for myself. Oh, my dear Lord, I want to see for myself that avyaya rupa of yours, that the eternal form of yours, that cosmic form of yours, the universal form of yours, and if it is possible. Arjuna didn't say him, you ought to show me. Arjuna said, if it is possible. If you, Lord, think it is possible. Manyase yadi tat shakyam. If you feel it is possible, maya drishtamiti prabho. Such a sincere request Arjuna had made. If you feel, if you deem me to be fit to get that darshan, if you feel it is possible for me to get that darshan, please come before me in that eternal form of yours which you have just now explained to me in the Vibhuti Yoga, in the 10th Yoga. And Krishna, so lovingly, with such a great compassion, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Pashya me partha rupani shatashotha sahasrashaha. Nana vidhani divyani nana varnani krutini cha. Look at me me, look at this form, O Partha. Now behold my forms. It is not just one form. This form comprising of hundreds and thousands of the cosmic forms within this form. Shatashotha sahasrashaha. Hundreds and thousands of forms within these forms. You are going to see nana vidhani divyani nana varnani krutani cha. It is not a simple form to be looked at. It is a multitudinal variation. It has got so many manifold diversities in that form. You will see so many divine complexities. Divyani, nana varnani krutini cha. You will see so many different colors. You will see so many different forms. And I will definitely show you, my dear child. Krishna very graciously, with great compassion, he told Arjuna that I am going to show you this form. Just behold. Behold this unique form. But then Krishna had also told him that it is not so easy to see this form. You will see all the maruts, all the rudras, all the gods and goddesses and everything. That I have explained to you in the Vibhuti Yoga. Everything you will see in this form. But you won't be able to see with these physical eyes of yours. These eyes that you have got, the senses you have got in the human body, they are so limited. They have their own limitations. You can't perceive beyond certain things with all these normal senses that you are carrying in your human body. These eyes, these ears, this nose, this skin. These are they have great limitations. You won't be able to perceive my form. So, natu mam shakyase drashtum anenaiva svachakshusha. With your present eyes, with these physical eyes, you won't be able to see my cosmic form. Divyam dadami te chakshuhu pashyame yogavittamāḥ. I am giving you the divya chakshu. I am giving you this divine sight out of my yogic power, and then you will be able to enjoy. Then you will be able to see my cosmic form. Then you will be able to see my yogic splendor, yoga ishwaram. That you will be able to see. And Shri Krishna provides him with the divya chakshu, and suddenly Arjuna is able to see that wonderful, magnanimous, that gigantic form of the Lord, which is comprising of hundreds and thousands of heads, body parts, the arms, so many, and this entire form is decked with, is adorned with such a wonderful, divine, celestial ornaments, jewels. Arjuna is astonished to see that. He is so much delighted to see such a wonderful, glorious, splendorous form of the Lord that he doesn't have any words to praise the form. He doesn't have any words to express his delight. He is absolutely astounded. He is wonderstruck. He is awestruck for that matter. And then, while seeing this form, while seeing this pleasant side of the form, suddenly Arjuna sees that something terrible is happening in this form. Suddenly, as all those hundreds and thousands of mouths, they open up, Arjuna is seeing a deadly and ghastly and glorious sight within that mouth. And what Arjuna is seeing? Arjuna is seeing all these people who are standing in front of me, so much keen and eager to wage the war. All of these warriors, all of these Maharathis, including Bhishma, Drona, Kansa, they are all walking in the mouths of the Lord. They are all on their own accord. Nobody is pushing them. Nobody is forcing them to enter. On their own accord, they are just walking into the mouths of that gigantic cosmic form of the Lord. Lord is happily crushing them, biting them, chewing them. Somebody's body parts are stuck in the cavities between the teeth of the gigantic forms, those huge teeth. Somebody's heads are getting crushed and powdered and whatnot, and such a devastating sight, such a fearful sight for that matter. And while seeing this, suddenly Arjuna sees that the Lord is devouring the entire creation. What is happening, my Lord? What is happening? And out of that terror, out of that anxiety, out of that fear, Arjuna says, I don't know what is happening, my dear friend. Who are you? And then Sri Krishna says that I am that all-devouring time. I am that time. I am that Kala. I am that Mahakala, who at this moment I am just wiping out this entire creation. You have seen that form of mine also. And Arjuna is now extremely afraid to see this form, to look at this form. And then Arjuna begs mercy of the Lord. Arjuna pleads to him. He says, Lord, I am unable to see this. I am unable to even bear this form of yours. I am so much afraid. I have lost my senses. I have lost my peace of mind, seeing this gruesome and horrible and terrible form of yours. I never knew my friend Krishna can be so terrible, just devouring the entire creation, thus devouring all these mighty warriors who are standing in front of me. And now you are saying you are all devouring Kala. I am absolutely terrified. And then Arjuna begs to Krishna, begs to that cosmic form of the Lord, begs to that Vishwarupa, please come back to me in that form which I am familiar with. Come back to me with that form which your devotees, they want to see you. Come back to me in that form, in that beautiful form of you holding the Gada and the Chakra in your hand, the four-armed. That I can tolerate, not this 100,000 armed Vishwarupa. That I am just frightened now. And most graciously, Krishna comes back to that form. Comes back to that original form and says, now, my dear friend, open your eyes. Here I am standing in front of you, your friend Krishna. Here I am standing before you in the form that you want to see. And then Krishna also tells him, after explaining to this, that what you have seen, what the Vishwarupa that you have seen, it is absolutely not easy to gain that sight, to gain that vision, to gain that darshan. Nothing, no meritorious deeds are going to get you that vision, are going to give you that darshan of the Vishwarupa, of the Vishwarupa form, of that cosmic form, of that universal form. No study of Vedas, no austerities, no giving alms and charity and gifts, and no sacrifices. Nothing is going to help you in getting that darshan of that form of me, which you have got through my grace. Now, how can that grace be attained? That grace can be attained, and that also Sri Krishna very compassionately, he opened up that secret in the last two verses of this Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. He says that Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya ahameva vidhorjuna. Arjuna, it is possible only through the ananya bhakti, that unswerving faith, that one-pointed, single-pointed faith, bhakti, devotion in me. And with that faith, with that devotion, with that unswerving devotion. It is not that you will only see me, but the devotee can know me. What is this form about? What is content in this form? They can see me. Jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha parantapo. Oh, scorcher of foes. The devotees can see this form of mine. They can know who I am, and also they can become one with me. Pravishtum. They can enter me. They can become one with me. With that unswerving devotion, with that ananya bhakti. And then for that, how to gain that ananya bhakti? That also Sri Krishna told us in the last verse of that 11th adhyaya that we read. That mat karma krun mat paramo mat bhaktaha sangavarshitaha nirvaira sarvabhuteshu yaha samamiti pandava. Who can come to me? Who can? Mam iti pandava. Mam iti pandava. Who can come to me? Who work for sake of me? Mat karma. Who work for sake of me? The work which comes to their fold, to their Lord, they perform it as my work, not as my work. It is the Lord's work. It is my work, and they are just instruments doing that work. Those who perform the work in that manner, with that attitude, and mat paramo, who consider me to be supreme then, and mat bhaktaha, those who are devoted to me, sangavarshita, those who are free from any attachments, and nirvaira sarvabhuteshu, who have no enmity, no grudge, no jealousy, no ill feelings towards any of the beings in this creation. Yaha sa mam iti pandava. Oh Pandava, that being, that person, he ultimately comes to me. And this is where we completed the reading from the Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, and today we start the Bhakti Yoga, where Sri Krishna is going to further elaborate on this Bhakti part. In there, he just made an introduction to Ananya Bhakti and who are those types of Bhaktas, how that Ananya Bhakti can be attained. So now let us start the Bhakti Yoga, the 12th Adhyaya. Chapter 12, Bhakti Yoga, and it starts with Arjuna asking a question to Sri Krishna after listening to what Krishna told him in the end of the Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga. Arjuna uvāca evaṃ satatayuktā ye bhaktāstvāṃ paryupāsate ye cāpyakṣaramavyaktaṃ teṣāṃ ke yogavittamāḥ. Having heard those words of Sri Krishna, that with the bhakti, with full devotion to me, and having worked in this manner, considering all work is the Lord's work, working for me, and considering me to be supreme, those who are totally devoted to me with that ananya bhakti, and those who have detached themselves from the worldly attachments, and those who have no ill feelings, no grudge, no enmity, no hard feelings towards any being in this creation, they come to me. Now Arjuna has got it out. Arjuna has, and Krishna had told him that you never leave any doubt in your mind. Whenever a doubt comes, you just ask me. That he had told him right in the beginning. So Arjuna, now he has got a doubt. He says, how is it possible then? Arjuna's query. Evaṃ satatayuktā. Arjuna wants to know, teṣāṃ ke yogavittamāḥ, who among these is better versed in yoga? Now, who among these? Who are these? That is Arjuna's doubt. And that Arjuna expresses. Evaṃ satatayuktā ye bhaktāstvāṃ paryupāsate. evaṃ satatayuktā, those devotees who are ever steadfast. Evaṃ satata bhaktāye, the ever steadfast devotees who are devoted to you. Paryupāsate. Paryupāsate is they worship you. Ever steadfast devotees who worship you in your form, in your this beautiful, most pleasant form, the form which gives delight to the mind of devotees. The devotees who worship you in this form, in this beautiful form of yours, the smiling face and that lovely, the features. Those who worship you in this manner, with ever steadfast manner, evaṃ satatayuktā bhaktāstvāṃ paryupāsate. Those are better versed in yoga, or ye ca cāpyakṣaramavyaktaṃ. Those who worship you in your beautiful form, most adorable form, most cherishable form, the form which gives delight to their heart, those are greater, or those who worship your akshara form, who worship your indivisible form, who worship you is as imperishable Satchidananda Brahman, who worship you as the Avyakta Brahman, which is unmanifest. Which among these two? Now this is the doubt in the mind of Arjuna. Bhaktas are there. Now there are two types of bhaktas. There are two types of bhaktas. One bhakta who worships the form, God with form, who worship the Saguna Brahman, who worship the Brahman with that beautiful face, that beautiful body, that lovely smile on his face, with that the flute in his hand, with that beautiful crown on his head, that the feather of peacock, the mayura pankha in his head. Whether that bhakta is greater, or the bhakta who worships you in your nirakara form, who worships you in your nirguna form, devoid of inequalities, no sattva rajas tamas, who worship you as your akshara, avyaya form, who among these two is great? Those devotees who ever, Arjuna said, those devotees who ever steadfast worship you thus in this form, and those again who worship the imperishable, the unmanifest, which among these are better versed in yoga? Who is superior for that matter? At the conclusion of chapter 11, adoration of Supreme was advocated by the Lord. The Lord said, you have to, those who consider me to be supreme, that the mat paramo, that's what. Now, if one is considered Lord to be only the supreme, or the one who considers Lord to be my Lord, my deity, my Ishta Devata, who among these two is superior? That is the doubt. Now it has come in the mind of Arjuna. The worshippers of Saguna Brahman, or those who meditate upon the Nirguna Brahman, the Akshara Avyaya Brahman, who among these two is great? So this is how the Bhakti Yoga has started. Arjuna wants to know more and more about this art and science and the fact of devotion. What is this devotion? Is getting devoted to Saguna Brahma superior, or is devotion to the Nirguna Nirakara Akshara Avyakta Brahman is superior? So this is the question that Arjuna has asked, which Krishna is subsequently going to definitely address this query of Arjuna and going to remove all the doubts from the mind of Arjuna. That like he has been removing Arjuna's doubts one by one from the first chapter till the last chapter that we have seen. So that was our start of the Bhakti Yoga, the 12th Adhyaya of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Rama Krishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.